Howdy y'all, Ryan here with Guns and Whiskey. Thank you for checking out my very first YouTube video. In this video I will be reviewing and testing a product called SubZero STEEL. They reached out to me on Instagram asking me if I would be interested in sharing their product with y'all, since y'all must like whiskey since you follow me on Instagram. And I said sure, send it on over. So I will get to the product here in just a minute. Kind of explain the test experiment that I'm going to do. SubZero STEEL, they are whiskey bullets that you put in the freezer to keep your drink cold, to use in place of ice so your drink doesn't get watered down. They're still in the freezer right now. I don't want to get them out just yet so I can keep the test nice and fair, but once I get them out I'll show you the product, what it looks like, packaging, whatnot. But what we're going to do is I have two Yeti cups. I got my wife's little Tiffany blue cup and my navy blue cup here, and I'm going to put 2 ounces of bone bourbon into each cup, and we're going to measure that out with this handy dandy little shot glass measuring cup here. And I'm going to put 2 regular ice cubes into this cup here, and I'm going to put 2 of the SubZero STEEL bullets into this cup here. So pop the top. We're going to measure out 2 ounces right on the line there, right into the cup, and then another one into the Tiffany blue. Bone Bourbon is a distillery in Smithville, Texas. They make more than bourbon. They have whiskey, they have gin, and they have vodka. Smithville is a tiny little town in Fayette County outside LaGrange. So if you're a fan of ZZ Top, you've heard that town before, LaGrange. Wife and I were driving through Austin, or driving to Austin, and decided we wanted to stop by, and they gave us a little sample of everything. Super fantastic little tasting that they had. So if you're ever in that area, highly recommend Bone Distilleries. So what we're going to do to ensure that this is fair, I have this brand new food thermometer. Haven't even opened it yet. Made in China. Got it off Amazon just for this test because I wanted to do it right. And I'm going to test the temperature of this room temperature bourbon. This bourbon has been in my pantry for a couple weeks now, so I'm guessing it should be about room temperature. So let's see. Hopefully this thing came with batteries. It came from China, so you never know. Take off a little clip here. Let's try to figure this out together. Turn it on. I do not want Celsius because this is America. Alright, so I guess we just put it into the liquid. Try to not touch it against the bottom of the glass. I'm getting a solid reading of 72.2 degrees in the Tiffany blue cup. I'll show you all the numbers, but I guess it's very sensitive and it reacts to the temperature of the air, so it'll come out it'll change as soon as I take it out. This one has it at 72.0, so pretty close. So it should be a pretty good fair test. 72.1, yeah, they're going to be the same. So what I'm going to do is go get the ice and go get the SubZero STEEL and put it in the cup. Alright, back from the quick trip to the freezer. I'm going to put the cooling mechanisms in each cup real quick, and I'm going to show y'all the packaging and the actual product. So 2 regular ice cubes, normal ice tray from Walmart, regular size, been in there for, I don't know, probably a couple days. Here is the SubZero STEEL. Boom. 6-shooter. I'm going to use 2 of these bad boys. One in. 2 of them in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to check the temperature on these every, say, I don't know, 10-15 minutes for the next hour, 2 hours, or until the ice melts. We're going to compare them, see which one's colder, which one lasts longer. So these are going to remain untouched until the ice melts, or every time I measure the temperature here. So here's the packaging that it comes in. SubZero STEEL, nice little cylindrical packaging here. Proudly designed and milled in the US of A. Does not get much better than that. See, it has little instructions on here. Put in the freezer, wait 2 hours, take it out of the freezer, party. I like it. Nice little description, image of what you're getting here. Logo on top. Comes off kind of like an iPhone box, if any of y'all are familiar with that. Kind of like that slow reveal kind of thing. Kind of builds up, the drama for what you're getting. But like I said, there's 6 of them in here. 2 are in the cup. These have been in my freezer for a couple days now. Haven't had the opportunity to use them until just now. But these are stout. Here's, my hand for comparison. I'll back it up just a little bit. They're heavy. They're solid. I mean, this is straight up steel, and this is really cold. You can't quite tell that through the video, but my hands are pretty cold right now. Nice little frost developed on these. A lot heavier than you would imagine. These are solid. They're about the size of my pointer finger, and I'm 6 foot tall dude. So let's see if the temperature has changed at all in the minute or so that the ice and the SubZero STEEL have been in here. Let's turn this bad boy back on. Alright, so the ice cubes. Wow, that is pretty impressive. In a minute, that temperature has plummeted to 31.6 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty good. I'm gonna wipe this off here. Get a good clean reading. Let's go in here to the SubZero STEEL. $56.5 degrees, not quite as cold as the ice. But hey, maybe you don't need a below freezing temperature for it to taste better. And I can already guarantee you that these steel bullets are not going to melt. Alright, so I will come back here momentarily and I will check these again. Alright, it's been 10 minutes, so let's get a temperature here. Let's turn this little thermometer back on. Ambient air is 73.8 degrees Fahrenheit. First into the ice cubes. Temperature has gone down, way down. I say way down. 27 58.1 degrees Fahrenheit. You can tell the ice is already starting to melt. The bourbon is actually kind of syrupy, which I'm not a huge fan of. It makes it harder to drink. Let's test the SubZero STEEL. .4 degrees. Not as cold, but in my opinion, this would probably be an easier drink than below freezing temperatures. I mean, whiskey isn't all about, you know, turning it into a popsicle. It's about the drinkability, the flavor, and at 28, 27 degrees Fahrenheit, feel like the temperature, that coldness is just going to overwhelm everything. Not to mention that water is just going to dilute the flavor as well. I can already tell that the liquid in this cup here is greatly higher than that of the SubZero STEEL already, because the water mixing in with the bourbon here. Alright, I'll be back in 10 minutes. Alright, another 10 minutes has gone by, and I'm actually going to change this test up a little bit. Fun fact about me, I'm not a whiskey expert. I'm not, you know, connoisseur. I am a casual whiskey drinker. You know, if I'm going to have a liquor, it's probably going to be whiskey. And with that being said, I just learned something new. You're not supposed to drink whiskey super cold. And I'm sure a lot of you are watching this like, yeah, I knew that, dumbass. Like, what the hell are you doing making videos telling other people about products you don't know anything about? Well, I'm just like your average dude, you know? I'm not an expert in the field of whiskey. I'm not an expert in the field of guns. I am a casual fan. I guess, okay, more than casual. Fanatic. Might be slightly obsessed. But, you know, it's kind of cool because I get to do stuff like this. And I get to research, and I learned that the optimal temperature for drinking whiskey is around 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So the ice totally screws that up. And with that last measurement, obviously the SubZero STEEL was closest to that. So let's get one more measurement for shits and gigs. So with the ice, temperature keeps falling, and it is absolutely nowhere near the recommended temperature of 60 degrees. It is still falling, actually. 26.7 degrees. And the ice is melted and mixed into the whiskey, obviously. So let's check the SubZero STEEL. Man, y'all are not going to believe this. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. This liquid, this bourbon, is 60.1 degrees Fahrenheit. Swear to God. As soon as I take it out, the ambient temperature changes. See, right now, it's already going up to 70 degrees. But through this test, we have learned that the SubZero STEEL will not get your drink as cold as ice. I guess if you use equal parts. If you put all 6 of these in 2 ounces, I'm sure it'll get way colder. Also, I put this in the freezer in the container. I'm sure possibly if you put these in, you know, individually, they might get colder. There's like some styrofoam padding in here. I don't know if y'all can see that, might be a little too dark. Keeping them in here, which might, you know, act as a insulator or something. But so if you want a colder drink, keep watering down your expensive whiskeys and bourbons with ice. But if you want the perfect temperature for your drinks, I would recommend SubZero STEEL. I'm gonna do a little taste test real quick. Let's start with the ice here. Very cold. Definitely diluted, not as strong. Kind of, you know, kind of tough to drink, to be honest with you. It kind of shocks the palate. I'm gonna get fancy here a little bit. Now let's try with the SubZero STEEL. Before I say any of this, SubZero STEEL is not paying me to do this, but this is smoother just because it's not below freezing. This is a great temperature to sip and enjoy and actually appreciate the flavors of the whiskey or bourbon, scotch, what have you, that you're drinking. You can pick up, you know, subtle notes of, you know, the oak, the caramel, you know, whatever you're drinking. Whereas the ice, you pick up cold. You pick up, you know, that unpleasant burning feeling all the way down your throat. This is very pleasant. In fact, I'm going to try it again. Perfect temperature, recommended temperature. Look them up on Amazon. That's where these are sold. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. SubZero STEEL. Super cool gift. You know, for your dad, for your boyfriend, for your husband, hell, for your girlfriend, wife, fiance, whoever likes whiskey. These are so cool for the whiskey / gun enthusiast. Definitely a really cool conversation starter, you know, conversation piece. If you have people over often for parties, you know, you can bust some of these out, put them in the drinks, stand out from the rest of your friends. Check them out on Amazon. I'm pretty sure they have Prime shipping, but these are super cool. Pun intended. So yeah, check them out. Give them a follow on Instagram. SubZero STEEL, all one word. Check them out. Find them on Amazon. Give them as a gift for birthdays, Christmas, anniversaries, whatever. I promise whoever gets these will not be disappointed. So, thanks for struggling through my first YouTube video with me. I hope to do some more reviews in the future. And thank y'all for following. Please subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. guns_whiskey on Instagram. Give me a follow. Thanks, guys. It's been fun.